everyone, I'm here to do a short review on Abandoned by Meg Cabot. I finished this one last night during the extended readathon I've been doing. I gave it 3 out of 5. I wasn't too keen on this book, I'm going to be honest with you. First up, it says it's the myth of Persephone revisited. I do not think this was a great interpretation of it. And I know it's not a retelling, it's just influenced by the myth of Persephone. But it's about a girl named Pierce, and Pierce has had a near-death experience. Basically she died before and she escaped, and she's trying to start all over again by going to a new school and moving to an entirely different place. And she cannot get rid of the person who is following her ever since she escaped death. Pierce was an okay character. I liked her. We were basically in her head. But she had a tendency of, whenever she was in a situation, to think about a certain memory or having a flashback or whatever it was that took her back to something she experienced before. So it would be like she would be talking to somebody and we were in the middle of a conversation, and then the entire point of view would shift to something that happened before. And that memory would take so long that I would forget that we were in a conversation at all. So when we went back to the conversation, I was confused. And it happened quite a few times. And I'm going to be honest with you, I do not say this often, but I thought that that was so confusing. And it just didn't work for me. It wasn't a setup of a book that I enjoyed. Because it only takes place in like 3 days or something, but we are in her head so often and at the most random times, and I don't know why, because it made the stories appear like it was all over the place. And I really wanted to like this one because you guys know how much I love Greek mythology and retellings and stories influenced by Greek myth. But this just didn't work for me. It was all over the place, and it was so confusing for me, and I was struggling at some points to figure out where the heck we were in the story, because there's one moment that there's an assembly in the gym or something, and they are there, and then suddenly they are in the what's the name? The dean's office. I think that's his function. I'm not entirely sure. He's her like counselor slash personal teacher or something. He guides her through the process of going to a new school, and he's a principal of some kind. And we are there, and there was no bridge between the assembly hall and his office. So I was confused. I thought they were still in the assembly office, or in the gym for the assembly, because there was a memory or a flashback in between, and it's so confusing for me. I've never had anything like this that was so confusing. I'm not saying it's a bad story at all. I quite liked the writing because it really felt like you were in her head. But those flashbacks and memories could have been placed in different spots, so it would be more logical for me to follow the story around. Pierce was a good character, like I said. I really liked her. And there's another character that I really liked, and that was John. And John was kind of a I'm not sure how to describe him, because he's a really difficult character, because he's stubborn and he's like, I feel like a lot is about him, but it fits his character, and I really liked his way of dealing with situations, even though he was quite violent. I liked him. I think he was a bit like Edward in some points of the story, if you know what I mean. I won't tell you exactly what I mean by that, because people who want to read the book might be spoiled by that. But I really liked him as a character, considering where he comes from. So yeah, I gave it 3 out of 5. I really couldn't give it any more because I was confused, and I updated this on Goodreads a couple of times and had to add, I felt like I had to add that I was confused and that it was all over the place. And I really wanted to like this book because I love Greek myth, and I've heard so many great things about Meg Cabot. This was my first Meg Cabot book, and it was a bit disappointing for me, to be honest. I'm not entirely sure if I will pick up other series by her. I will pick up the second book in the Abandon/Underworld trilogy, because I want to know what happens next, but it's not that. I'm dying to know what's going to happen. But yeah, I'm not really a big fan of this one, even though I like the cover. And the book underneath is beautiful. But yeah, it wasn't really my book. I was disappointed with this one. So yeah, if you've read this book, let me know in the comments below what you thought. If you haven't, let me know if you plan on picking it up. If not, why not? And yeah, that's it for now, and I'll talk to you guys later.